Hey, so behind me is 3 new builds that were built into the side of a hill. This is where my building apprenticeship started, right across the road there on that site. Day one, moving rocks around to create a retaining wall to build on a sloping site. I was dropped in the deep end big time. Real hands-on physical work on a sloping site. It's raining like crazy. Let's go back to the office and talk about that. Yo, we're back in the storeroom. Let's put the kids' umbrella away. That sloping site was where my building apprenticeship started here in New Zealand. The first 3 months we were building what's called a gabion rock wall on the back. So the digger was cutting in and we were putting together these big cages. They were 2 meters by 1 meter. And we were tying them together with a tire wire gun. And then the digger would lift up rocks and we actually had to hand place rocks on the face of the cages. And we did that for a couple of months. There was literally hundreds of gabion baskets on that site. The wall was 3 layers and each layer was 5 meters, 3 5-meter terraces up the back of the hill. And what that did is created a huge building platform in the front. And even then, we did a basement garage with a block wall at the back and then the top level floated out. I think the great thing for me is that that was my day one experience on a building site. And so I knew no different. To me, building on slopes is a reality. Like a large majority of my jobs have been on sites like that. And there have been retaining walls or there have been like major earthworks. There have been lots and lots of time spent in the ground digging footings and doing block walls and doing lots and lots of steel and engineering before you get into the real carpentry stuff. I think it's a great thing to have that kind of experience up your sleeve. You know, a lot of builders these days, they haven't even done the foundation themselves. They walk onto a slab and they start frames that are made in a factory. And the more that you understand of the entire process, the more well-rounded you become as a builder. That was my first house that I worked on. It was a new build and I was there from day one digging footings into hard as rock and working with a digger driver and slipping around and crazy set outs. And then I was right there doing the finishing timber and drinks with the owners at the end. And then after that, we moved on and we did a couple of flat builds and we did a couple of renos, and it's just like crazy to have that as my first experience. And I'm glad that I did it that way around. I got given a really hard site to start with. Then when we moved to like flat sites and it became easy and it was fun, not saying that this wasn't fun, but that was hard work. And I just thought, well, that's what building's all about. And I suppose then when you get onto a flat site and you get more runs on the board and it gets more rewarding, and you also realize you know what you're doing and it's not as hard as you thought. But I think there's a huge satisfaction of seeing the side of a hill and not being able to fathom how can you even fit a house there, and then standing back and being like, I was a part of that job. Boom, that's it.